Hi yogis, and welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany and I'll be guiding you through a slow flow practice today. You will need 2 blocks for today's practice. If you don't have any handy, if you have really thick tissue boxes or books that you can use, finding something that gives you a little bit of extra height away from the ground so you can create some space, some length between our hands and our bodies. So we'll begin today's practice lying on our backs, so taking your time to make your way down onto your mat. Maybe the feet come towards the outer edges of your mat, toes to fall out towards the sides. And the arms can come alongside the body, palms facing up, or having the palms resting on top of the belly for a little more grounding. Maybe just becoming aware of any noises happening around your space. Beginning to tune them out and dropping into our physical body, maybe just noticing any sensations that are already present. And can we be mindful of them as we move through our practice today? Maybe even checking in with our emotional body. How are we feeling today? Not judging what feelings come up, simply being aware of where we are today and allowing ourselves to take what we need out of our practice and leave behind whatever doesn't serve you. And this might mean opting out of a pose. It might mean adapting in a way that feels more comfortable in your body. However that may look today. And just coming into our breath, beginning to trace your inhale, maybe through the nose or the mouth, beginning to fill the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And the exhale, feeling the navel draw in, ribs begin to knit together, and maybe even the soft or subtle breath on top of the lip or chin. And just getting to know your natural rhythm and pace of breath. And starting to find some soft or subtle movement, wiggling the fingers, the toes, circling out through the wrists and the ankles, maybe even nodding the head from side to side. On an inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead, legs will draw together, toes to point towards the front of the room. Take an inhale here. And exhale, slowly draw one knee in towards the chest and then the other, maybe catching for behind the thighs or the tops of the knees, gently rocking from side to side. And the knees will come back through to center, interlacing the fingers over top of your left shin. Take an inhale to extend the right heel up towards the sky. And on the exhale, lower the right heel all the way down towards the mat, rooting through the back of the heel, back of the knee. Inhale, belly expands towards your left thigh. And exhale, maybe the knee draws in just a little bit closer. Just observing any sensations coming up here. And then on the inhale, planting the left sole of the foot down onto the mat, drawing the right knee in and interlacing the fingers over top of our right shin. Inhale to extend our left heel up towards the sky. And exhale, the left heel will root all the way down towards the mat, rooting through the back of the heel, back of the knee. Inhaling for our belly to expand towards our right thigh. And exhale, maybe the knee draws in just a little bit closer. And observing if this side feels a little different than the other, and know that that's okay. We'll plant the right sole of the foot down onto the mat. And then planting the left sole of the foot down onto the mat, bending through the left knee. Arms will come beside the body, palms facing down. And on an inhale, begin to root through the feet. Lift all 10 toes up and away from the mat, and then rooting back down. We'll slowly begin to tuck our tailbone, reaching it up towards the sky so hips begin to lift up and away from the mat, feeling the knees traction towards the front of the room, engaging through the glutes, and trying to knit the bottom rib in towards the navel and the top line of the hip, seeing if you can draw them closer towards one another. Taking an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, the hips will come all the way back down towards the mat, drawing the knees in towards the chest, catching for behind the thighs. And we'll begin to rock along the spine. If the spine is feeling sensitive today, you're rocking onto your side. And we'll meet up in a comfortable seat at the top of our mat. Taking our time to arrive here. Rooting through the sit bones, stacking our pelvis with our ribs and softening the shoulders away from the ears. On an inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And on the exhale, draw the shoulder blades together and then down the back. Doing 3 more rounds at your own breath and pace, inhaling up. And exhaling together and down. On the last one, the shoulders will soften away from the ears. Next, inhale, begin to draw the chest forward, hinging from the hips, drawing the shoulder blades together, and then leaning forward, maybe the chin tilts up. And on the exhale, you can press the palms in towards the thighs or the knees as you begin to round through the back, coming towards the back of your mat, chin in towards the chest, navel in towards the spine. Inhale to draw forward, opening the chest, opening our heart. And exhaling to round. One more, inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. Inhale will come through to neutral. And exhale, softening here. Inhale, arms will reach out and up. And then the exhale, palms will plant in front of the body, fingers spread wide, rooting through the knuckle pads of the fingers. We'll stack the wrists with the shoulders, lifting our sit bones up and stacking our knees underneath our hips. So we're coming into our first tabletop position of our practice and taking our time to settle in here. Elbows begin to draw in towards one another, shoulder blades draw away from one another. Checking in with our knees, maybe keeping the toes tucked underneath for more balance and stability. Taking a little bit of pressure away from the knees. Or the top line of the feet can rest down onto the mat. And just checking in here, maybe rocking a little bit forward and back. Checking in with our wrists, checking in with our hips. And then coming back to a neutral spine, knees underneath the hips, wrists stacked underneath the shoulders. Beginning to root through the top line of your right foot. On the exhale, extend your left heel towards the back of the room, toes tucked underneath as if you're pressing against an imaginary wall. And just being mindful of how the wrists are feeling today. Maybe both of them stay planted down onto the mat. Second option is to reach the right arm in line with the ear. Taking an inhale here. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine, left knee draws in towards the chest as the right elbow curves in to meet the left knee. Inhaling to extend. And exhaling to draw in. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale to draw in. This time, inhale, we'll extend. And on the exhale, plant the right palm down onto the mat. Left knee stacks back underneath the hips. Take an inhale to reset here. And on the exhale, our right heel begins to kick back. Pressing through that imaginary wall, right glute begins to engage. Being mindful of our wrists, we can leave both palms stacked down, or option to reach our left arm in line with the ear. On your exhale, rounding through the spine, left elbow connects with the right knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round in. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we'll extend here. And then exhale, left palm plants back down, right knee stacks underneath the hip. Exhale to tuck the toes underneath and hover the knees an inch or 2 away from the mat. Begin to engage through the core space, checking in with how our wrists are feeling. Spine is neutral. Take another inhale. And exhale. Feeling strong and stable here. Next inhale, sit bones reach up, thighs press back, our downward facing dog. So palms are shoulder distance apart, feet are hip width apart. Maybe we begin to bend through the knees, coming up onto the tippy tops of the toes. And trying to find some length through our spine. We'll settle into our foundation here. On an inhale, extend the left leg up and back. On the exhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest, round through the spine, and plant the left foot between the palms. Lower the right knee down. On the inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, open the arms up towards the left leg. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale to open. Inhale, arms will reach up. And exhale to open. From here, we're going to find our block, bringing it onto our mat on the lowest setting. Our right palm is going to plant down, wrist to stack with the shoulder as we extend our left arm up. Option here to tuck the right toes underneath. Reach the right knee up and away from the mat. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Continuing to press the back of the right knee up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, plant the left palm down onto the mat. We'll set our right block off towards the side, planting the right palm down. Take an inhale to wave the spine forward, creating some space. And on the exhale, step the right foot all the way up to meet the left. Take an inhale, halfway lift, neutral spine, palms to shins or thighs. And exhale, soft bend of the knees as we fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, neutral spine, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale to fold. One more, inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, we'll begin to rise up. Keeping the arms heavy, head heavy, arms will come beside the body, palms facing towards the front of your space. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, curve the shoulders forward, round through the spine. Arms will begin to fold forward as we bend through the knees, coming all the way down. Bending enough through the knees so that the palms can plant down to the mat. An option here to walk, step, or hop to the back of your mat. Inhaling through plank. Exhale to hold here. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, sit, bones reach up, thighs press back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Taking any movement here that feels really great through the body. Setting up our foundations. And then inhale, right leg reaches up and back. On the exhale, right knee draws in towards the chest, planting the foot between the palms, lower left knee down. On the inhale, arms reach up. Rooting through the feet, drawing the thighs in. On the exhale, open the arms up towards the right. Inhale, arms to reach up. Exhale to open. Inhale to reach up. And this time on our exhale, opening through the chest. And then we'll find our left block, bringing it underneath our left palm. Stacking our wrists with the shoulders, the right arm reaches up. And then checking in here, maybe we keep the knee rooted down, or option to tuck the left toes. Lift the left knee, reaching the back of the left knee up. You can keep the gaze down towards the mat. Or maybe up towards the right palm. Checking in with our breath. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, right palm plants down to the mat. Set the left block off towards the left side of the mat. And then take an inhale to wave the spine forward, finding that length and openness through the chest. And on the exhale, step our left foot all the way up to meet the right. On our inhale, palms to shins or thighs, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, we begin to rise up like honey. Arms are heavy, head is heavy, back of the knees are soft. And then rounding through the shoulders, palms face towards the front of the room. Taking an inhale. And an exhale. Feeling stable and grounded through the feet. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, rounding the shoulders forward, hinging from the hips as we bend through the knees, slowly melting back down towards our mat. Palms will plant down towards the mat. An option here to walk, step, or hop to the back of your mat. Inhaling through plank. And exhale, we hold here. Taking another inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sit, bones reach up, thighs press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest, round through the spine, plant the foot between the palms. Inhale to wave the spine forward, finding length and space. We'll find our right block underneath our right palm, lowest setting. And then inhale, trace the left shin as the left arm reaches up towards the sky. Take an inhale to reach the left arm forward, and then the exhale, left arm draws back towards the body, creating a little bit of circles through the shoulders, inhaling up and over, and exhaling through. Using the space that you have. And then we'll inhale to reach up. Exhale to plant the left palm down onto the mat. Set the right block off. Inhale to wave the spine forward. And exhale, step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, begin to rise up. Arms beside the body. And this time we'll bring our palms together at heart center. On an inhale, begin to bend through the knees. Reach the sit bones towards the back of your mat. Begin to feel the glutes engage. Finding length through the spine. Navel draws in towards the spine. And the option to reach the arms in line with the ears if this is comfortable through the body. Maybe the sit bones come a little bit lower, just being mindful of the knees, the shoulders, meeting yourself where you are on your mat. And take another inhale. And on the exhale, folding forward. Palms plant down, walk, step, or hop to the back of your mat. Inhaling through plank. And on the exhale, lower the knees down. We'll come all the way down to our mat. Tops of the feet to root down. And on the inhale, chin and chest to lift. Exhale, forehead comes back down. Inhale, toes tuck underneath, pressing up through hands and knees or through plank. And then exhale, sit bones reach up, thighs press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest, plant the foot between the palms, and inhale to wave the spine forward. On the exhale, our left palm is going to plant underneath the shoulder, finding our block underneath our palm, and then inhale to reach the right arm up towards the sky. Setting up our foundation here, always option to lower our left knee down. Inhale to reach the right arm towards the front of the room, and then on the exhale, sweep the arm beside the body. Finding circles between the shoulders and using the space that you have. Inhale, we'll reach up. And then the exhale to plant the right palm down onto the mat. Remove the left block from underneath. Take an inhale to wave the spine forward. And then on the exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale for our halfway lift, neutral spine. And then exhale to fold forward. Inhale as we begin to rise up. And then shoulders will come beside the body, palms beside the body, palms facing forward. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. Palms will come together at heart center. And on the inhale, begin to bend through the knees, reach the sit bones towards the back of your mat. Glutes are engaged. And maybe the sit bones come down just a little bit lower. Core is engaged, rooting through the feet and finding a point of focus for the body. Steadying the breath. Take an inhale. Maybe the arms reach in line with the ears. Checking in with the side. Take another inhale. And then on the exhale, begin to fold forward, hinge from the hips, bend into the knees, palm plant down towards the mat. Walk, step, or hop to the back of your mat. Inhaling through plank, and on the exhale, lowering the knees down, we'll come all the way down to our mat. Tops of the feet to root down. And on the inhale, chin and chest to lift, draw the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, forehead comes down. Inhale, toes tuck underneath, pressing up through hands and knees. And then exhale, sit bones, reach up, thighs press back, downward facing dog. This time we're slowly going to walk towards the top of our mat. So maybe bending through the knees. And we'll meet at the top of our mat, using our blocks or our tissue boxes, bringing them onto the highest height. And then checking in with our palms. So wrists will stack with the shoulders, feeling that length through the spine, and then just checking in here. So we'll start by folding forward, catching for opposite elbows, gently rock from side to side. And then begin to bend in the knees, reach the sit bones back. Arms can reach in line with the ears. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then the exhale, palms will plant down to the back, not the mat, onto our blocks. Take an inhale, straightening through the back line of the legs, maybe keeping a soft bend through the knees. Glutes are engaged as we begin to lean forward, pressing both palms in towards our blocks, tissue boxes, or books. And then finding that length through the spine, navel drawing in. Begin to grow heavy through your left foot. On your exhale, extend your right heel towards the back of your space, toes tuck underneath, glute begins to engage. And then maybe the arms reach in line with the body, palms facing down, finding our airplane or warrior 3. If you have the space, arms can reach towards the front of the room, utilizing the space that you have, the props that you have, checking in with the body here. Take another inhale. Then the exhale, round through the spine, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Inhale to kick the right heel back. Exhale to round through the spine, right knee draws in. Inhale to kick the right knee back. Exhale to draw in. And this time, plant the right foot beside the left, bend through the knees, reach the sit bones back. This time, hands can come to heart center or onto the hips. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Steadying our breath, stabilizing here. And then exhale, palms will plant onto our blocks, lengthening out through the back line of the legs and through our spine. Navel draws in. We begin to root through our right foot, growing heavy. And on the exhale, begin to kick the left heel towards the back of your space. Toes are pointed down. Hips are in line with one another. Notice if the left hip is trying to kick open, drawing it down towards the mat. Maybe a soft bend through the right knee. And depending on the space that you have, arms can reach in line with the body, palms facing down. Or arms can reach forward, finding our warrior 3. Take another inhale. And then exhale to round through the spine, draw the left knee in towards the chest. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round in. One more inhale to extend. Exhale to draw in. Inhale, we'll extend. Exhale to draw in. And then plant the left foot back down onto the mat. Bend through the knees, set the blocks off towards the sides of your mat. And then hands will come through to heart center. Take an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll fold forward, generous bend through the knees, palms plant down towards the mat. Walk, step, or hop to the back of your mat. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, knees will come down to the mat. Tops of the feet to plant down, big toe mounds to touch. Knees as wide as it feels comfortable, and then bring the hips back towards the heels. Palms can stay reaching forward, and then maybe the forehead comes down onto the mat. If you have your block, you can bring one underneath the forehead to create more length, more openness, and more space. Otherwise, two fists can stack on top of one another, bringing them underneath the forehead and leaving some space to bend through the elbows. So slowing down our breath here. Feeling a wave ripple from the low back all the way to the back of the neck. And belly begins to soften. Heart to melt down towards our mat. You might even find a gentle rock of the forehead from side to side, massaging our forehead. And then walking the palms over towards the right side of your mat. Maybe the left palm stacks on top of the right, finding a stretch through the left side of the body and drawing the hips over towards the left. And then inhale to walk back through to center. And then exhale to walk the palms over towards the left. Maybe the right palm stacks on top of the left. And then drawing the hips over towards the right side, feeling the stretch through the right line of the body. And then inhale, palms will walk back through to center. And then walking the palms in towards the body, slowly rising up. And the knees will draw together, legs extend out in front of the body. And this time, soles of the feet will come together, knees to knock towards the side. You can bring the heels as close in towards the body as it feels comfortable, or walking the heels out. If you notice the knees are really high up and away from the body, you can bring your blocks underneath the knees to create a little bit more support here. And the palms can rest on top of the thighs, knees, or ankles. And then an inhale will find some length through the spine. And on your exhale, maybe beginning to lean forward. If you have your blocks or tissues, you can also rest the forearms on top, allowing their spine to round, shoulder blades draw away from one another, back of the head comes soft. Just observing what sensations are coming up through the body. Inhale, we'll slowly begin to rise back up, taking your time here. And the knees will come back through to center, planting the soles of the feet down onto the mat. Bending through the knees and coming about midway up your mat. We'll come to lie on our backs, taking your time to arrive here. And the palms will come to rest on top of the belly, just taking a moment to settle in. We'll draw one knee in towards the chest, and then the other catching for behind the thigh or the top position, and very gently just rock from side to side. And then curling everything up into a ball, forehead comes towards the knees, wrapping the arms around the shins. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, release everything down onto the mat, arms beside the body, legs to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe even taking up more space, feet come off the mat onto the floor. Arms can come farther out onto the floor. Or maybe bringing one palm to the belly and the other over top of the heart. And slowing our breath. Tracing our inhale and our exhale. Observing all the parts of your body that expand on your inhale. And all the parts of the body that contract on your exhale. And if you find that the low back is feeling sensitive today, you can bring your blocks underneath the knees. You're keeping the soles of the feet planted onto the mat and the knees bent. Maybe closing down the eyes or softening the gaze. And just observing any sensations through the body. Any lingering tension. Can you invite the body to soften here? Staying here as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me in practice today.